It was one of those things where Lord Loken wasn't around in the beginning, but then when he showed up, then MeomaikA went Super Saiyan, mate. That's what happened.
Just like one of those family movies. Why didn't you catch me do the home run, Dad?
I was there, son. I was there. I was in the stands.
Never along. I am your father. But regardless, we're going to start off this series on Romanticide. LE, LE of course standing for Lovers. Egg. Here! In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player. We actually cast a Zerg player for the first time tonight. That is, we're used to getting the Zerg players a little bit sooner. But yeah, we have the red Zerg player coming down for the land of Vietnam. He is going to be representing Intensity Esports. He is MeomaikA.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the lone Australian in the bracket. The only one who has stayed up and decided to play in 2 tournaments in one day. It is, of course, the Duck of the Stars. Representing the Cranky Ducklings, it is Starduck.
Already going for a fortress.
Oh my.
Going back to his roots a little bit. Let's see how committed this cannon rush is gonna be.
Yeah, it's one of those things, we were talking about it earlier, where Starduck, because, you know, sometimes he can struggle against MeomaikA, mate, it's time to go back to his roots, you know, bring out the cheese and try and catch MeomaikA off guard.
Which is something that's admittedly pretty hard to do. MeomaikA is kind of master of catching his opponents off guard. And he does pretty well when the shoe's on the other foot.
And here we go, MeomaikA. He spots this. He comes in with his worker. He sees the cannon rush, and we'll see. He should cancel his hatchery. Oh god! Oh god!
He's not quite canceling it yet. Like, that is 2 cannons coming down. There's a cancel right at the last second. And to be fair, that's all Starduck really needed to get done. If there was an opportunity for him to get a lot more of that cannon rush, then he would have been a lot more committed. But mostly, he just needed to delay that natural for as long as he could.
Definitely. As we can see, he canceled everything else. Only 1 cannon finish. His goal was just to delay the economy. Ooh, we even have the probe snuck all the way around. Going to be throwing down another pylon, but MeomaikA should spot this. And MeomaikA already has Lings out on the map, so he should be able to deal with this before any more cannons pop up. Should. He didn't turn around.
If he turns around, yeah.
Oh my.
Solid should there. Oh, but already getting one of these probes. Starduck really needs to be careful right now. Not only does he need to keep the probes alive from mining, he needs to get a wall, and he doesn't get a wall!
Oh no, he does not get a wall. The Lings are getting on top of that cannon. That cannon needs to finish, not just that, but yo, this is, god, he skipped his zealots.
I'm not sure if that cannon needs to finish though, like, MeomaikA can keep going for more probe kills.
Yeah, and he gets all the probes. He's going to be able to get the pylon. This adept is not going to come out and... Oh, actually, he opts not to go for the pylon. Oh my.
Yeah, might as well just get more probe kills. Why not? I don't believe MeomaikA saw when Starduck started getting that adept. So yeah, you might as well just try to get... Did he cancel?
Oh, okay, I thought so as well. I was like, what? Okay. The adept is here. The adept should be able to put a stop to all of this aggression. Meanwhile, the cannon did actually finish up, and MeomaikA is on 1 base. He was forced to cancel his 3rd. Oh my god. Or his natural.
Bato, please.
What is happening?
But look at that. MeomaikA immediately... He can't get that 3rd base on location, like, so he's getting the more aggressive 3rd. I feel like Starduck might have poked the bear a little bit here.
There's a lot going on right now. So Starduck almost died. Honestly,
really
I think MeomaikA could have killed him. Like,
I feel like if you continue to reinforce that pylon, 100% there'll be 0 production for Starduck. But I guess MeomaikA, you know, he doesn't just want quick games. You know, I don't know. He does want a little bit of variety in his series, in his ZvP.
And thankfully, because Starduck was also cannon rushing at the same time, like MeomaikA, like his natural is still not. We're almost 5 minutes into the game. He's still 1 base. Thankfully, he double expanded. So yeah, we're in a really wonky scenario. This is a full wall.
That is a full wall. And what can he kill? I guess the gateway?
The Cyber? Could kill the Cyber.
Yeah, he could kill Cyber.
Yeah. I mean,
no,
MeomaikA.
that would still be... Oh, yeah, I was saying for Starduck to kill to get out. Yeah, I guess this is Starduck going a lot more committed to Stargate. I say that as Starduck throws down a Twilight Council. This is a bit of a bizarre opening here, Light.
Yeah, I like it a little bit more. I don't think I would have liked double Stargate, just because, as we can see, MeomaikA, he's already got a lair. Even though he was stuck on one base for a long time, he got his lair incredibly quickly. Already has a Hydra den. He's going to hit a Hydra timing. Like, Starduck needs to scout this, otherwise he's gonna die. Like, he needs to scout this so then he can go into, like, charge ults or something.
That's really priority number one for Starduck. I honestly don't think he's going to be going... I don't think he's planning to get a third base at all in this game. He is working on glaives, which they're decent against Hydras, but I mean, you can kite a lot better with Hydras than you can with Adepts.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how these two armies kind of clash with each other, right? Because if there's no buffer for the Hydras, then maybe the Glaive Adepts could deal a lot of damage if there are enough of them. If. Meanwhile, Starduck is proxying out on the map, you know, a proxy pylon to warp in aggressively right next to the base. Quickly checking Starduck's vision. He actually doesn't know that MeomaikA expanded here. He has no idea that there's a hatchery, and he hasn't seen the main base at all.
But you know what? That hatchery, right for the picking.
I guess. I guess.
It's not a pretty awkward defensible position as well. MeomaikA with his limited amount of Hydras may be forced to sack that hatchery, but we'll see. He's pumping out a whole lot of Hydras and blue spines. It's almost halfway done.
And here we go. Starduck now for the first time sees the third base with 4 Void Rays. Yo, he can take down this queen, but the Hydras show up and they push the Void Rays away. We'll see though. Starduck, he's getting ready to warp in, and with enough Adepts, he can overwhelm MeomaikA.
He absolutely can. MeomaikA is up on the army supply, but I feel like that's a little bit inflated. Looking at the army he's got right now, it's not too...
He sees.
He does. He knows the depths are coming his way. And Groove Spines, once again, going to be finishing up. He got Muscular Augments a while ago. These Hydras are going to kite for days.
And this is so smart. Already pulling away the workers. He already gave up that base, and now he's pushing on forward with his things and with his Hydras. He gets a surround of the Adepts.
Yeah, I mean, we can see how quickly Adepts take out Zerglings, but that wasn't at all the important thing for MeomaikA. The important thing was to just make sure that those Adepts were within range to let the Hydras do their thing, even if it was just for a second.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, MeomaikA is transferring his workers back to that third base at the same time. The Void Rays actually find like a vulnerable, like a way into the natural. And wait, can he focus down the base? Oh god, it's gonna be close.
Enough transfuse. It's gonna be able to take it out, but he's gonna lose a lot of Void Rays on the way, almost all of them. And now MeomaikA's pulling the trigger. He's had enough. He's lost the base. He knows he can't be in this game for too much longer. What does he have? A massive Hydra army.
Yeah.
What does Starduck have? 1 Void Ray.
Oh no, and he's even stuck outside. He's trying to break into his natural base, and this is one of those things that we were talking about. You know, when you poke the bear or when you poke the bull, you get the horns, right? Now MeomaikA's going across the map. Yeah, he's forced all in, and it doesn't look like Starduck even has enough to hold against this.
Yeah, I mean, all right, GG is called. MeomaikA taking game number 1. I was gonna go into this whole thing of like, well, Adepts, they're on the high ground. They have glaives, and MeomaikA doesn't have much of a buffer. Yeah, that doesn't really matter much when there's a massive flank of Hydras, or even doesn't matter much when there are that many Hydras right in your face. GG. Starduck with some pretty interesting plays. It seems like he is experimenting a lot with glaive adept compositions, just in general, lately, but there's still a lot of fine-tuning to be done for these kind of builds, it seems. Or, you know, maybe it works on other players. Maybe it's just because MeomaikA goes for this mass Hydra style that it's not giving him too much success here.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that, like, MeomaikA, the build that he went for, like, it's good against a variety of things that Protoss go for, right? Like, if Starduck had gone for double Stargate Void Ray, I think he would have been even more dead than he really was. Starduck, like, he was able to deal a lot of damage. Like, it was really cool to see him take out the hatchery and all, but yeah, he just wasn't ready defensively. Exactly. Oof.
You get the horns. Is that another one of MeomaikA's animal titles?
He's got so many.
The bull, yeah. Because he's horny. I mean,
what? No, wait, mate. We're not talking about Daunted here.
Throw him under the bus there.
Oh god.
Bull
Right.
should be fine as well. Yeah, we won't have any copyright complications.
As we are getting into game number 2, also just to inform some people as they are bringing it up, yes, the TSL qualifiers are coming up in this week or the next couple of weeks. We will be covering as much of the TSL qualifiers as we can. We would love to cast the first TSL America qualifier, but it's in a couple of hours, and at some point we need to sleep.
Well, some of us do.
We all do. Especially because Battle of the Americas is right after, so we can't.
And installation after that.
Exactly. Like, if we committed to TSL, it would be TSL into Battle of the Americas, into ESL Asia, into Demi-C Weekly. All of that from GPO right now. So we would love to, but it's not happening.
Yeah, maybe if we get that Hot Six sponsorship, but
maybe.
Or the Inca Cola sponsorship.
Ooh.
Shelby, give us a call. Anyway, we are going to be continuing our series here on Blackburn LE, the map that is falling apart around us. It's a very philosophical map, honestly. You know, it tells you what are we fighting for when this platform is burning up. In the bottom right-hand corner, map spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Pink Protoss player coming down from the Sydney Abba sort of area. He is going to be representing the Cranky Ducklings. Finally, oh lord, he is Starduck.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, going for a 12 full. Ling's already on the way. Queen coming out as well. We, of course, have the Vietnamese Zerg player representing Intensity Esports. It is MeomaikA.
Not actually going for the gold this game.
No, he is not. He actually checked it. He saw the 12 pool opening because he did probe scout, checks the gold. Okay, there's no gold base, there's no like mass Ling flood, but regardless, this is still something you need to respect. The rush distance isn't too long, and the Zealot is not out.
The Zealot is not out. The Lings are already in a little bit of an awkward wall when it comes to Blackburn LE, and these Lings are having a field day to say the least. Ooh. Okay, that Zealot does hug a wall for a little bit, so it is able to stay alive for a little bit longer, and MeomaikA is thankfully not going straight for the kill. He's not focusing on those Zealots, just, you know, focus a bit more on scouting here.
Yeah, and honestly, so far the micro has been really good from Starduck. He has lost 2 probes, unfortunately, but you know, things could have been much worse for him. And MeomaikA, he's trying to find a little bit more damage, but I mean, he does force some lost mining time, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, regardless, already forcing out like 2 Zealots, actually getting 3 probes, which I think is more than you normally expect. You can go for a 12 full, right, Light?
Yeah, exactly. As we can see, MeomaikA, he's ahead in that worker count. Like, he was able to deal enough damage.
Deals a whole ton of damage, forces out 2 of the Zealots, delays the Nexus by a little bit, not too much, but yeah, we're getting a bit of a more economic game here on out. Well, economic for now. What I think the big kicker is, when will Meo get lair tech, and what does he do? And what does he do with that lair?
And will he take the gold? Oh, he. As I say that, I check, and of course he is going for the gold base as his third. It's MeomaikA, of course he is. Will Starduck check it though? He takes the third here, the regular third location.
Come on, just go north here, Starduck. He turns around. He thinks that MeomaikA is playing standard.
He could probably even deny it as well with these. Oh my god, never mind.
Turn around. Oh. He could deny it, but does he need to? I mean, it's better if he does. And he sees it now. Oh!
He sees it, he confirms it, he doesn't even care, mate. He's not interested right now because he's looking to end the game. The thing is, Link speed is late because of the 12 pool opening. It took a long time to get the gases, and with that, Starduck does trade favorably. Ooh, will he get distracted though? Again, Starduck, he wants to put that pressure on. He wants to end the game.
But so far, the only thing that's ending are these Zerglings. Does MeomaikA see that?
He sees it. He sees it. No! Oh, God. The pylon is under threat, and if all that gets depowered, that's so much production of Starduck that's just so vulnerable.
Which is why it's a little bit odd that MeomaikA is going across the map. Okay, he split up his army somewhat over here. Trying to get this wall up, but should not quite happen. Starduck being forced to warp in back at home. Force field, actually! Oh, 1 pixel off. And the Zerglings get in. They kill a couple of these units, and they force so many probes off mining. Actually, gonna be able to kill them all? Okay, he isn't able to kill them all, but forces in even more warp-ins across the map. Starduck, he was committed earlier, now he's all in.
Yeah, exactly. Now we've just got a flood of Lings on the way, and that third base, he doesn't necessarily need to mine from it. It's just about all that larva, and now it looks like this proxy will be dealt with, completely shut down. The Starduck is trying to warp in a couple units, but the pylon, it falls.
It does get taken out over here. Technically, MeomaikA doesn't kill the gateway, so yeah, if a probe ever comes out, okay, never mind. GG is called. MeomaikA gonna be taking that series 2-0. It's gonna be our first finalist of the evening. Folks. It's still so weird that we have a single elimination night.
Wow, GG, well played. I love how aggressive Starduck was being, you know, cannon rush game number 1, game number 2 goes for these proxy gateways. Unfortunately, the gateways were also in the main attack path as well, so MeomaikA was able to just come across them, shut them down, and GG.
Yeah, definitely quite a bit more fine-tuning to be done when it comes to this specific strategy. Specific strategy on Blackburn. But, I don't know, I feel like this was definitely the game that Starduck had the best chances of throughout the series, I would say. It's just, yeah, a couple of, I don't want to say it was panic, but it was a little bit of short-sightedness, but I mean that also means panic, I guess. At the end of the day. Listen, what I mean is that Starduck, right? He was looking too far ahead. Does that make sense? He was looking a little too far ahead, right? Of like, oh, if I don't deal with this, then this could happen. But as you saw, he was able to, like, for example, the Lings that were coming in. Sure, he was losing probes, but he was able to deal with it just by attacking with his probes. If those adepts they warped in were warped in across the map, or towards the end, before the pylon went down, if he warped in back at home, maybe he would have a better defensive chance.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's tough.
For me, I think it was mainly his army movements, because if you recall, like, his army was being pulled away by those slow Lings, right? And he was like, he had a bunch of adepts like in the middle of the map, which meant that he didn't have his army in either of the two places that they needed to be, which was either defending at home or defending the proxy, right? And he was caught in the middle of nowhere instead, so he wasn't able to like use any of those defensive locations, and yeah, he was just kind of pulled apart a little bit there towards the end. Well, regardless, congratulations MeomaikA on advancing on to the grand finals, and now we are getting ready for the lower semis.